Share what you thinking, what you thinking.
What's on your mind?
Share what you thinking, what you thinking.
Hey, what's on your mind?
Share what you thinking, what you thinking.
Tell me, what's on your mind?
Share what you thinking, what you thinking.
Hey, what's on your
Oh,
mind?
say what you thinking, what you thinking.
What's on your mind?
Say what you thinking, what you thinking.
Hey, what's on your mind?
Say what you thinking, what you thinking.
What's on your mind?
Say what you thinking, what you thinking.
What's on your mind? Hey.
Tell me, oh, tell me. 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 Share what you thinking, what you thinking.
What's on your mind?
Share what you thinking, what you thinking.
Hey, what's on your mind?
Share what you thinking, what you thinking.
Tell me, what's on your mind?
Share what you thinking, what you thinking.
Hey, what's on your
Oh,
mind?
say what you thinking, what you thinking.
What's on your mind?
Say what you thinking, what you thinking.
Hey, what's on your mind?
Say what you thinking, what you thinking.
What's on your mind?
Say what you thinking, what you thinking.
What's on your mind? Hey.
It's Friday and I know y'all glad, know y'all glad, know y'all glad. It's Friday and I know y'all glad. How y'all doing tonight? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing good because I'm doing all right. Myself, I just ate. So I'm doing all right. I'm good. What about y'all? Huh? How's your weekend looking thus far? I mean, it's Friday. It's payday. Let me hold $20. I know y'all ain't got it. I know you ain't got it, but I'll tell you what you do got. You can like this video for me, comment, share, subscribe. How about you do that for me? All right, I'm so excited to maybe get a chance to hear some of you guys' voices out there. Remember, we don't have to have our cameras on. We don't have to have them on, and because I can turn mine on, and we can just sit here and chit and chat about the show that has brought us all here together. Let me see who's down here in the comments so far. Hey, Miss Linda. Hey, cuz, how you doing? You're feeling better? I am glad to know that. And who else is out there in the bushes? Y'all say hey down there. You don't have to come up if you don't want to. You know, you ain't got to. Hey, Real Talk 1411. Have you heard the news? Wait a minute. Girl, no, wait. Oh, wait. No. No. What are you saying? What are you saying? Y'all, let me drop this link down here already. See, because y'all about to get started already. Just hold on. Let me figure out how to get this link down here for y'all. Hold on. My earpiece trying to fall out. Real talk, you just had to kick the door in with some stuff, didn't you? You just couldn't let us just rest down here, could you now? Could you? Okay, hold on. Let me see. How do I wait? Let me go. I kicked myself out of the studio, but I'm back. Y'all hold on for a minute. Let me figure out how to get this link to you guys. Hold on. Guest. Okay, invite guest. Copy this. Okay, I got that copy. Okay, now let me go and make a comment and get this down into the comments for you guys. Post a comment. All right, y'all, we cooking. There is the link there down below. If you want to come up and chit and chat, remember we are cameras off tonight. We just talking. Woo, real talk. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. You done hurt my soul with that. Oh my goodness. Shay Hut. See, Shay, see what I'm saying? What you mean there's a recap? That's what I'm saying. What is we talking about? We just got started. I know he ain't got no better job, and he better not be done did nothing. Even if he did, we forgive him. We want him back. Ted fine. We want Ted. Wait, but who they be? Are they recasting with Mustafa? Is Mustafa get the role? Then I might forget it. Or did the sheriff from Why Did I Get Married get the role? Then I might forget it. Yeah, y'all let me know. Ooh, if Sherry know there's a not Sherry, what's her name? Let me go back up. If Real Talk knows that there's a recast, that it must be known who it is. Fans are going nuts on Twitter. We going nuts over here. I mean, what in the whole wide world? Somebody get the Googling and somebody get on here and give us the tea. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all, I thought that what we should do is start with some breakdown of the characters and what we think about them. Okay. So as we get started, that's what we're going to do. Okay. So now I got that link down there. Is it working? Is somebody coming up to voice their opinion? Because y'all been hearing from me, but I want to hear from y'all. Because y'all done heard my breakdown, but I'll do it again. If you want me to by myself, I can. I mean, I can if y'all want me to. Okay, let me go over here and see what the comments are saying. Ooh, girl, you done made my heart beat fast. Real Talk says, everyone is extremely shocked. Yes, we are. Any tea on the recast? Nope. I don't know why a recast took place this soon. I mean, we're just getting used to the characters. Right. I ain't got time to be re-identifying nobody. And Ted Fine. Did I mention Ted Fine? Okay, but anyway. Keith Robinson, who played Cece in Dreamgirls, will be playing Dr. Ted Richardson. Wait a minute. Keith Robinson from what's Cece? Who plays Cece? Who was Cece? What character was Cece? Let me get on the phone. Hold on. Y'all didn't. Hold on, let me see if this is because if that ain't that little sharp boy that was is that little sharp boy that was playing is it Jennifer Hudson's brother? Girl, how he gonna be Ted? Let me look him up. 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 Hold on. Keith Richardson, actor. Hold on. Y'all hold on. Let's see what he looking like these days. Why am I looking him up on? See, y'all know what? Y'all got me so flustered. Keith. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe this. What next? Are they gonna recast Bill? Okay, actor. Oh my God. Wait a minute, this is a white man coming up. Did y'all? Oh, Keith Robinson. Girl, y'all got me the wrong person. All right. Okay, I see somebody's back there. Hold on just a second. Robertson, actor. He can't be Ted. Hold on, let me look at some more images of him. Hold on. Oh, no. Absolutely under not. How you gonna be Ted? He look 12. Okay, let me see who back here behind him. Eleanor, girl, is that you? Hold on. Okay, this is my first time doing this stuff. Edit mic settings, edit name and headline mute. Okay, I'm adding you to the stage, Elaine. Welcome to the stage, Elaine. How you doing, babe?
Hello, all.
Hello, how you doing, Elaine?
Enjoying you guys.
It's so good to hear your voice. Do you see this tea that's done been poured about who's replacing Ted?
I did see that, and I am just in shock.
Did you look up his pictures?
I did not, but I love my turtleneck Ted. I'm just not clear on how we're going to replace him.
But he looks like a little boy. I can't fawn over him. Maybe he's aged since these pictures I'm seeing.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm not liking what I'm. No, none of this is no. But anyway, how you been enjoying the show, Elaine?
He does look young. I saw his picture just now. I'm sorry.
You see it? You see it? You see what I'm saying?
He looks too young for Nicole. Like,
right.
And he looks like I don't even care that he cheated with this crazy woman. Because she needs somebody that looks like Ted's friend at the party.
Don't he look like maybe he could replace Andre?
Yes. Yes. So I am unclear on what is this recast so early.
Oh, Miles. Anybody but Ted.
Yes.
Oh, I'm just, oh God, I don't even know what to do now. Okay, anyway. Well, you're the first one to come up, so let me go through where we were gonna start. I'm just in shock still. Oh my God. All right, so the first thing I was going to do was like go through a breakdown of some of the characters so far, right? And again, the link is down there, you guys. If anybody wants to come up on panel, please do so. You don't have to have your camera on. So Elaine, what's your thoughts on Eric and on Ashley and Derek?
So I find them as dull as watching dirt and worms come through in the rain. I just cannot do them. I don't. This is sort of forced.
Yes.
I think it's like, oh, this is the plan on paper, and so we have to go through it because we wrote this on paper, but in reality, it's not working. So I'm hoping they sort of understand after. And I know soaps are sort of taped so many months in advance, but I'm hoping they backtrack or do something because the chemistry works a lot between people, and the chemistry is just not there with Ashley and Derek.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either.
However, I must say the chemistry is also not there with Ashley and that man, the other
Andre.
man. Yeah, Andre. Yes. So
Andre is so crazy for her,
but I don't care about either of them, and so. If she cheats on Derek and goes to Andre, I couldn't care less because I don't care about Andre and her or Derek and her, which is worse, I think, than her not having chemistry with Derek, because then I would be like, oh, I love her and Andre. I don't love either of them. They should all just go find other friends.
But Elaine, Derek gotta have a job.
He can have a job. I just don't think Ashley is the woman for him. Maybe he can
get a job at the country club.
Maybe he can go cheat with Haley.
Oh, you know that, but then he would make Haley boring.
No, Haley is sort of this sex pot, and maybe she would make him more sexy because he's just so bland and sort of, he looks at you like he has no thoughts in his head. You know, when I look at him and he's looking at the camera, I think fadoo, which means I don't have a thought in my head. Like, what did you say? Fadoo? Where are you going? Fadoo, what?
No, you didn't. Fadoo. Oh my God. Poor Derek. I think he's trying. Like maybe I got a feeling he's in that writer's room going, y'all got to do better than this for me because the people are weighing me out. I'm reading the comments.
I think, unfortunately, Derek, the actor, is a poor actor. I think Ashley is a better actor, but just doesn't have chemistry with either one of them.
Well, one thing we know, Andre is wild about her right now.
Yes, I think it's forced. So we're like, oh, he's in this agita phase, but we don't feel it. If you're the only person in this phase where you're going, oh, I'm longing for her, and we're like, oh, get over it. It's not connecting. Like, I don't like that Ted cheated on Nicole. But Ted is sexy.
He is he not?
And I understand how someone could get obsessed over him. And I understand how you could have problems in your marriage and go cheat. I don't want him to have cheated, but I understand because look at him.
See, I think that, and if I'm catching it right, I think that Ted and Leslie Laura Sherry had met before him and Nicole, and that he kind of dumped her off for her, but ended up pregnant, and he was like, "Go take care of that," and she didn't.
So I thought that at first, but part of the glimpses that Nicole and him have given is that they had problems.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so that leads me to believe that they were together, and then they had issues, and probably it may not have been a break, but it was sort of a let's just go to our separate corners. She probably didn't cheat, but he did. And then when she was like, okay, I want to try again, he can't. Now, this is all in my head. I done made up the scenario. This is not based on any background information. But then she was like, okay, I want to try. And he's like, oh, my boo is back, and I really want to try with Nicole. So this side piece that I've been holding it down with gotta go because my real thing is back in the running.
Oh, good perspective. Unless it was another
because
woman.
because even he said it was an affair. I know we made up
Mhm,
all this stuff in our heads
mhm,
as viewers saying that,
mhm,
oh, well, maybe he didn't cheat and maybe she was infatuated. No, he said we had an affair. An affair is not a one night stand. And so I know we want it to be this one time thing, but they are leading us to believe he had an affair. Like she knows
mhm,
their anniversary.
mhm,
That's
mhm.
not a one night stand if you know my anniversary.
Oh. Mm.
You know my anniversary date?
Because they do be them side chicks do be having all the information.
Right. Yeah, that's not some. And she said, you know, my anniversary. She knew the anniversary because he canceled a date with her because it was his anniversary. That's an
Mm,
affair.
I missed that. See, this is why I be liking to talk to y'all, because y'all be catching them little nuggets.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
this is, I think, as it goes on, you know, they give us little nuggets, but you got to pay attention to the little
Mm-hmm.
nuggets and apply it. And so, if the writers are paying attention and we're paying attention, it
Mm-hmm.
was an actual affair. It may not have been a long affair. It may have been 3 months. It may have been 4
Mm-hmm.
months. It may have been 6
Mm-hmm.
months while they were having issues. But
Mm-hmm.
the two of them are also, when he offered to go and talk to Naomi and what's the boy's name with Naomi? Jacob,
Mm-hmm.
to try to counsel them or whatever. He said even Nicole admitted, because we've had our problems and we worked through them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think both of them will acknowledge, okay, we were in this period where we were having problems.
Mm-hmm.
But Nicole didn't have an affair and he did. And that's going to
Well,
be.
now we don't know if Nicole done anything.
Well, of course not. This is a soap. So
Not
you
right
know
now.
her
But
man gonna
not
come
now.
out in 2 years.
Who you think gonna have the biggest secret come out on the show?
The parents. I hate it.
Mm. Mm. I think I agree with that.
And I don't
Because
think it's gonna be now. But I
I
think
think I
that
agree with that.
because they're gonna be established as the patrons of the show. And so
Mm-hmm.
they will get us to buy into them being this perfect unit. And
Mm-hmm.
just like the first week, it was Nicole and Ted was a perfect unit, right up until the Friday when Sherry, whatever her name, came out of the woodwork and was like, "Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
have your baby," and then we were like, "Oh, Ted, are you a bad guy?" It was right up until that 5th day. I think they're
Okay.
gonna take us through a year or two of Vernon and Anita being perfect and
Mm-hmm.
trying to hold their family together and being that unit, and then bam, when everybody else is sort of has had their trauma and we are
Mm-hmm.
used to Danny's trauma and
Mm-hmm.
they've gotten together and going back and forth, they're gonna have something come out with them.
Yeah, I think nobody gets to be this powerful
Right.
without there being some skeletons in the closet.
Absolutely.
And Vernon keeps kind of hinting to that, he's a bad Leroy Brown. But Anita is the only one that hasn't had anything kind of mentioned like she's got a past. But she comes out of the entertainment background, so there's probably some things stirring back there.
And she's also too
Perfect, buttoned up and perfect.
not but too pompous with her power, in my opinion. You know, you know how a woman knows she runs the show,
Mm-hmm.
and so you keep running the show. Like
Mm-hmm.
and I love that. I
Mm-hmm.
love that she could give him a look, Vernon, and he then looked at her and instructed all the men at the wedding to sit back down.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
love
mean,
that
even
because that's
Danny's
something
crazy, but
yeah,
Danny
but
says
that's
she
something
said, I ain't trying to cross my mama.
exactly. That's something my mother would have done. That's something
Mm-hmm.
I would have done with my mother. My mother needed to only give me a look, and I knew, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah, you
You
had
know,
done too much.
but with that power comes, what did you do to get it?
Mm-hmm.
And some of it is you act like you're so perfect and you didn't do anything wrong, and then boom, we find out you did ABC.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. So far for you, who's the biggest villain on the show for you so far?
Um, I mean, it's gonna be the white guy who owns the casino, right? The villain,
Hmm.
like bad
Hmm.
guy doing bad things.
Hmm.
But who's the villain as far as feelings? Bill.
Yeah, for you, Bill.
Bill.
Did you say Bill?
Bill, yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
I love him as a character because he's so arrogant and sexy.
Hmm.
Um, and I completely understand how Danny's obsessed with him. But he's arrogant and sexy and a manipulator.
Hmm.
And the way he's manipulating his women who simply fall for him,
Hmm.
he gets to take their power away by convincing them not to work, convincing them to make him their all, to make him their center. It to me as a woman really bothers me. And so
Hmm.
while I know this dastardly villain is doing illegal things, Bill is the major villain right now as far as family and ties and who is really doing the worst towards really the family in the show.
Okay. And if it's a contest, who you think going to jail first on the show? Just the first to be
Ooh,
written to
it's
go to
gonna be
jail.
one of the good people.
Mm.
That's just a soap. I know you
Mm.
said you didn't watch soaps as
Mm-mm.
much. You've never watched any soap?
Not really. I saw a little bit of All My Children, like I said, back doing the Jesse and Angela thing, and um, what was her Erica Kane and all of that. But my grandma watched it, but she lived in a different state, so I would only see it like when she was up here and stuff. So I was aware of them, but I didn't really get a chance to watch them. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, so I was engulfed in soaps because my mom watched some soaps, and then when I was at my grandma's house, she watched different soaps than my mom did. And
Hmm.
so at some point, I've always watched like almost every soap. And
Hmm.
and even today, I don't watch them, but I keep up with them by watching these sorts of videos, which is how I
Hmm.
got into your video. I must
Okay.
tell you right now, I appreciate the way you do your videos and how you're doing your, sort of take on videos because I haven't watched a soap like this in a very long time.
Oh, I
I'm a
appreciate
Days
that.
of Our
Thank you.
Lives fan as a
Thank you. Hmm.
historically, but
Hmm.
um your take on things is so clear and sort of the feeling that comes across. You come across like you're enjoying watching the show as well,
I
and
really
I've
am.
enjoyed watching the show, and I like that
Oh,
feeling that you give.
oh, I appreciate you, Elaine. See, you gonna mess around, and be my favorite. Don't y'all get jealous. Elaine is at the top of the class.
I mean, I've watched other videos, and some are very concise and like this is what's happening, but then
Hmm.
some clearly don't like the show or
Hmm.
people in the show, and in their take it comes across like if you're gonna talk about a show, you should be somewhat objective on when you're explaining what happened in the show, right?
Hmm.
You shouldn't be so subjective as to say, um, um, Ashley was ugly, and I'm tired of Ashley. And we all say and chime in like Ashley's boring, but this is what happened, right? You still
I'm
tell us
willing to give her a chance, though. They might,
right.
she
You
might come
still
on back
tell
up
us
in
what
here.
what happened in the scene with Ashley.
Hmm.
Other people seem so like frustrated with Danny. Like I'm so tired of Danny, and she needs to move on, and then that they never tell us what happened in the scene with Danny. Like
We all done known of Danny now. Come on now.
hello, and that's
We done
that's
all
one
know.
thing.
We done-
You don't know what it's like to lose a marriage for 30 years. That's a whole
yeah.
lifetime.
What a chick you done moved up, a little girl you done moved up in your
A
house.
little girl that you took into your house. So the blame that she's steeping on herself is nothing like what she's showing to outward people. And so
Hmm.
people acting like, okay, she just needs to move on and get therapy. And knowing how therapy is looked at in our community, like
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
so easy to go out and get therapy. Like I really enjoy your fresh take. It's exciting. You're enthusiastic about it. When you don't know stuff, you say I don't know stuff. So you see, I try to watch it every day.
Well, it's a
Sometimes-
community for me, so I like when you all bring me information to the table so I can, learn some stuff from you guys too. I ain't no know it all. Even if I sit here and watch it all day, I'm not gonna pick up everything. So I just appreciate hearing you guys take on it. Like, no, girl, it's not. I'm like, what? So I just really be enjoying that. I want to take this time to remind everybody that the link is. Let me post the link again. Hold on 1 second. I got to see how I did that again. Now, post comment. Okay, I'm gonna put the link down here again for those who might have come in late. Paste. There you go. So there's the link down there, you guys. For anybody else that wants to come up, I think I can have up to 10 people up here at a time, but we'll probably try to hold it to 3 or 4 at a time so we're not over talking each other. But come on up and tell us what you think too. So Elaine, who do you think would be the best face-off if they ever went up against each other? Like, who could you see if these two ever face off? Ooh, it's gonna be sparks.
So I must tell you, next week I'm looking forward to Naomi and Haley because they have been missing over the. I understand she took Danny's husband, but your friendship that you betrayed was with Naomi.
Right.
And
precisely.
So I can't wait to see that, as a sort of where you at, boo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they kind of setting it up to look like this might be their real first talk.
Right, confrontation
about what happened. Right.
But I am also looking forward to Nicole and Sherry, Dana, whatever, because Nicole is so calm.
Ooh, we might actually see a different side of her when that takes off.
And so I think we will. I think she's allowed Danny to be tick, tick, boom. I call Danny, I'm the person who calls Danny tick, tick, boom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's you. Okay.
Yeah. And so what I mean by that is she's so explosive. We don't know when she's going to blow up at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be in the middle of dinner. It could be she's running the room. She could go into the office and tick, tick, boom. Like, that's what I mean when I say she's tick, tick, boom. But Nicole has even said to herself that she is the person who cleans everything up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that means it must have been some major mess going on in the past.
Yes, and she's never been the mess maker, and she's always had to be the perfect person. And so I hope that they don't make her the type of person that breaks at the first sign of trouble, that we get some real sort of Danny fire from Nicole, because it's going to be out of character.
Mm-hmm. Let me take a look at some of these comments and maybe we'll talk about some of those. Real Talk 411 says fans are really going to have to stop calling him turtleneck. Well, I guess so if we get a new person. Linda says, I just saw a more mature looking picture on Google. Linda, send that to me in my inbox so I can see it, because that boy looked 12. I don't care what y'all talking about.
He does.
They're going to have to give him a beard and a whole makeover. Real Talk says boring. Ashley and Derek are boring. They are beyond the Gates version of Hope and Liam. Bland, boring, flat, no chemistry. She agrees with you, Lane. Real says, nah, I see chemistry with Ashley and Andre. We have to give Ashley and Andre a chance. They might surprise us. You never know. Linda says, yes, Derek is a poor actor. Give Derek some grace. Okay, Real Talk says, everybody on this show is sexy. Whoever was the casting director, I hope they were well paid for their services. Very true. But I'm going to have to, we're going to have to tune in that day and just be like, oh, okay then. Destiny says, maybe Ashley will give in to Andre and get caught with him by her BF. That might happen. Real Talk says, Derek and Ashley are boring. Ashley is longing for passion and desire, and Derek doesn't provide that for her. Yeah, I can see that.
Right.
I felt so foolish when it was revealed that Ted did have an affair with Leslie, I felt stupid because we all doubted her and she was crazy. Well, I think I thought that he had. But, but when, the where, the how, you know. Mm. Destiny H says, Ashley could get so caught up with Andre in passion one night and boom, in walks Derek. Big fight and someone died. Ooh, let's hope not. So Derek might be the first one to go to jail, or Andre, somebody. Real Talk says, I think the Duprees and Richardsons are being way too judgmental of Bill and Haley. They are judging Bill and Haley for what they did when they too have some serious secrets. Yeah, but that's their daughter. So, they got to side with her like they ain't never did nothing, right? Real Talk says they really shouldn't be judging. They shouldn't be judging, given the fact that Martin has off someone. I'm going to say off because some words you can't say on YouTube. Someone Ted had an affair and might have a secret love child. Chelsea is around these streets as a third girl. A third girl, a fourth girl, or anybody's girl. Real Talk. So that's why Vernon is so against Martin running for president. Vernon knows that if Martin runs for president, his secret will come out, and not just Martin's secret, but the entire family. See, you know what that part, you're going to drag us into this mess. We over here sitting quiet with our secrets quietly kept, and you about to get them all yanked out. Sidebar, I never understand why anybody wants to go into politics for that very reason. It's so dirty. I could never. I'm going to pull up what I did in third grade, really.
I have a degree in politics and never have felt I have a degree in political science, a master's. Never wanted to go into politics.
Wow.
I find it interesting, but I never wanted to go in.
Yeah, it's especially these days. It is too much.
Right.
It is too much. Martin ain't the only person with skeletons in the closet. Mm-hmm. There's more to come. It ain't just Martin. Yep, I agree with that. Destiny H says, yeah, don't give up on the Ashley and Derek arc. Danny is going to be processing that breakup for a while. It's still so fresh. Yeah. Because just like I said, to move somebody in your house and she move out with your husband. Mm-hmm. It's a wonder that girl made it out of there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Linda says, I understood Danny's pain. Real Talk says, when Nicole finds out about the affair and Eva, all is going to break loose. I agree. Nicole is a simmering pot, Linda says. Yes. You all hit that link up down there and come up here and talk with us. What y'all doing? That's all right, though. It's me and Elaine. All right, so let me go to the next people that I pulled up. Let's see what we think about them. Vanessa and Doug.
Lord, this is a hot mess.
Do he want his doctor's license or no?
So I must tell you, the interesting part is Vanessa and how she is just going in. So
she might be Chelsea's mom.
She don't give a damn. She kissing people in public and like at the gym. And her dynamic, I must tell you, is I think the audience likes her more because we see her interaction with the Duprees, and she really is a good friend to Danny.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people like about her. But if all that we knew is she cheated on her husband, Doug, who has a gambling problem, we may feel the same thing about her and Doug as we do about Ashley and Derek. But because we see this other side of Vanessa, she's like in the streets and whatever to her husband, jerking around her husband. But Doug is in serious trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you mean for himself or with his wife?
For himself, with his gambling issues. And of course, neither of them are paying attention to the struggles in their marriage because they each doing their own thing. So I find this interesting because it's not like people working on their marriage, which is what Ted and Nicole are doing. It's not people who have marriage are destroyed yet. like Danny and Bill.
Mhm.
It's not new love, and they're not in love like any of the other couples that are pretending to be in love. It's
Mm.
like a completely different dynamic for a couple on the show. So I
Mhm.
actually like this because it's giving us a different flavor than anyone else is doing on the show.
Yeah, theirs is a little bit different. It's like I'm still trying to figure out what the heck is this. I'm like, what are they doing? What? But because we have yet to see their house.
Because she always in the bar, and he always at the casino.
Yeah, I want to see how they living it down to the crib. I mean, he's a world-renowned heart surgeon for children, I think, and she's she's selling all that real estate behind the gate, so we know she's making money. We know she's making money. So
yes, but and he can't owe this much and not be taking her money also. So I think that's something we will see down the line, that she doesn't realize the money is leaving. So
yeah, that'll be on her.
That'll be another piece to their story as well.
That'll be on her.
Yeah.
I ain't putting all my money over there. Because you don't never know which way these folks coming now. I done been through a divorce, I ain't gonna. I told y'all. Tisha, I always said Tisha Campbell. Is that her name?
Yes, Tisha Campbell.
That man literally left her with $17 in the bank. Or was it 13? She didn't even have $20.
And you get a clue.
Dwayne Martin did her dirty.
Yeah, but she had clues, and so you got to pay attention to the clues. Let's see if Vanessa paying attention to the clues.
Doug will come home crying and be like, I done gambled up all our money. I'll be like, did you? Oh, okay. All right then.
But the dynamic between them, you see Vanessa when she's talking to Danny is like, well, I know it is what it is with my man. So I'm not like you and Bill because we have a different dynamic. And they can have a different dynamic, but that doesn't mean you're going to be all right if your marriage doesn't work or if things work out well. So I thought that was interesting that she had that talk with Danny where Danny was like, well, you look at, you don't want to find yourself where me and Bill are. And Vanessa was like, I won't find myself where you and Bill are because we're not in the same place. But Vanessa feels that way because she's the cheater. And Bill was the cheater. And Danny's not the cheater.
Okay. Real talk, you said you're on your phone. Does that mean you're trying to use the link and it's not working? Let me know. Vanessa, Real Talk says, Vanessa is another judgmental one. Vanessa is turning up her nose at what Haley did, but she's married and sleeping around too. Well, everybody doing everything, baby. Behind the gates.
Okay, real talk. We've spoken before online, but I mean through chats or whatever. But it's different than if you're cheating and if you're cheating with someone in that your child brings in your home. I just think that's different than just a liar and a cheater. And that's the difference between why Danny could accept random people outside that I don't know that you're cheating with. And someone in our home that my whole family knows or our children knows, and it's the age of our children. That's a different level of cheating and hurt and sort of trying to, Bill is trying to hurt Danny with this. This is not, I don't think this is I fell in love. You don't fall in love with someone your child's age.
No, you do not.
It takes some effort.
It takes somebody special. It takes somebody special to do that, and he's mighty special. But once I don't let you put your foot under my table, you have go in the refrigerator when you feel like it, lay up under the covers that my maid is washing. I mean, really, how you gonna do me like that? Probably gave you some spending money because she didn't have nothing. So her mind has got to go back many, many times to, I wonder what was going on when. I was gone to the store. I mean, did it happen when I was, doing, what about when he was dropping her off? What about when they was at the office? Like, her mind probably can never rest for all the what ifs.
Right.
Because usually people do stuff like that and then they're very blatant with it after that, So, yeah. Let me catch some of these comments. But how is that fair, though? I think she's asking you, how is that fair, though? Well, we don't know what happened in their relationship. Too much work, period. Yeah. That's a lot of covering up and covering over. So they probably were relieved when that stuff came out. I mean, really.
So I understand Real Talk is trying to give Haley the benefit of the doubt. We don't know what happened in their relationship that caused Bill to lean towards Haley. We don't, but how do you lean towards someone your child's age? I have a 25-year-old. I don't know how I talk to another 25-year-old in the same manner that I would talk to a 50-year-old and find interest in them, right?
But they will.
So I clearly that's what happened with Bill. But I'm not willing to say that Danny is completely crazy for not understanding how her 30-year marriage could be sustained by multiple affairs, but this sweet little 20-year-old came into my husband from in my house.
Listen, I knew somebody a long time ago was trying to do the church a solid, and they came to her and said, hey, we got a young sister here trying to turn her life around. Just need a place for her to stay and recover, because she's walking away from her lifestyle. She was a stripper, and she was trying to walk away from her lifestyle, and she asked if they could move in there with her and her man. And I said, girl, how you gonna move stripping, y'all? Well, she done turned her life over to the Lord. I said, okay then. And you already know what happened. You can't move nobody up in your house like that. No. Can't do it. But then again, look at what happened with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Exactly.
Him having a baby with the housekeeper, and the housekeeper wasn't no Mariah. She was not no good looker.
No, she wasn't the sex pot of all. So some men are just gonna do that. And so if Bill cheated with outside people and all of a sudden he cheated with this one, I just think he found a new model that he feels like he can take advantage of because he has the same playbook that he did with Danny. I want you to stop working. He marries her. I want you to stop working.
Okay.
While I am not willing to say that Haley's all bad, although I'm getting inklings that she is a manipulator and everything that she says is not spun out of gold.
No, I agree with that. She does seem to be smarter than she appears to be.
I'm not believing Bill at all when he says, oh no, I wasn't happy in my marriage. That's what every cheating married man says. She doesn't understand.
Yeah, she don't cook. She don't talk to me.
We don't get along. And then you meet the wife and you find out they just had their 70th anniversary. And you standing there going, I thought y'all didn't get along.
It's like they all married to the same woman, cloned off. She don't cook. She don't talk to me. She don't understand me.
Right. But I have to tell you, I love Bill's villain.
I do too.
A big a-hole, and he's so attractive while doing.
Yes, and indeed. Okay. That part.
I can't tell you that I would not have cheated with him as well.
You'd be like, this, no, but okay. When you see Real Talk says, we don't know what caused Bill to lean towards Haley. I think narcissism. Fear that he gonna get old. Real Talk says, Bill said things were not good between him and Danny. He said the way that they were living wasn't ideal. He wasn't happy. Okay, you not happy, talk about it. Leave. But don't come for the child that we moved in here. Don't do that. That was craziness. Let's see. Linda said, don't do it. Destiny said options. Real Talk said, Haley said she was retaining her position as a paralegal at the law firm. That's what she think. Because he done told her she gonna be where? At home. He done already told her. No, you don't need to be down to the job, dear. You can just stay at home, shop, and be dutiful. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't have no problem with that. At that price point, we got that kind of money.
Mm.
I can stay at the house and sock me some money and make me some money on the side. I can make some money from the house.
Yeah, she just needs to bank her some dough because that black card don't come with strength. They
Thank
don't
you.
come without strings.
No, it does not. No, it does not. So she better sock away everything she can, buy her as many expensive things that she can turn back over into cash. Say, hey, I want to get into investing with Vanessa. Get you some properties. And oh, shit, wait a minute, she ain't got no mama. What that we know of. But I thought, who was that the other day said it would be interesting if she turned out to be a Dupree?
Yeah, somebody said that. I actually don't think that would be interesting. That's too much dirt on Vernon or Anita.
Oh, now
I
see,
think that's too dirty. I want them to get slightly dirty, but not very dirty. I don't know.
I mean, maybe she gave a child up for adoption years ago and just,
I don't like that story either.
you don't like that one either.
Look at how so involved she is with her children and grandchildren, but you didn't want to be involved with this other child.
Yeah, we don't want her to turn out to be like Oprah's mama did her. I mean, did them. That wouldn't be cool. That would not be cool.
But it would be fun if she was the child of somebody that one of them did wrong and she came to get back at them.
Ooh. That would be
Anita was in
interesting.
the entertainment industry. My mother never worked again, and she always told me that you were her rival.
Let me see. We got somebody new in the chat. Jessica. Hey, Jessica. I'm going to be Jessica. She said, Bill is dead wrong. I don't care what Danny did or didn't do. True. Because like I said, you can go, we are big age now. We could just go talk about how we feel and then go on about your business. But would it have made a difference if he'd have got with her afterwards? No, I'd still be mad. Yeah, that still wouldn't be cool. Okay. Yes. Real Talk says, I think Bill fell out of love with Danny and he told Naomi this. I don't think he got in love with Danny.
Yes, me either. I think the two of them are two sides of a coin. He is a narcissist.
Very much so.
It's all about him, but he also has power. I think he took Danny's power, or she gave up her power, and it was all about him, and he made it all about her. And now what she's missing is no one's making it about her. I think he did make her shine. That clip that we saw of him telling her how great she was and how he feels so bad that he made her give up, and that watching their daughter, I think that was a glimpse of how he treated her. The way she looked at him, like they're great actors, right? Because now I'm all in their fake marriage. But she looked at him like he hung the moon and the stars. And it was all him going, I look back and I can't believe I told you to give up your career. And he's telling her, you are the sun, the moon, and the stars. This was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and now he's trying to get Haley to do the same thing.
And now he's going, we were so unhappy. Well, how do we go 30 years and I'm the sun, the moon, and the stars? But then after 2 years, I'm nobody and we had problems in our marriage. I think Bill was full of crap and he said what he needed to say while he
get what he wanted. Yeah.
And now he's saying what he needs to say with Haley
to get her
he's not going to tell Haley, listen, I really love my ex-wife. No, he's going to say we had problems and that's why I'm so unhappy and I need to be with you. That's what he's going to say.
But the narcissist needs you in a weakened position always.
Right.
Always. They must always be in a place of power. And then on top of that, you ever see the movie Moonstruck?
Right. Yeah.
You ever see the movie Moonstruck?
Yes.
Okay, when the lady said, she kept trying to figure out, why do men cheat? Why do men cheat? And then she ended up saying, it's because they think if they cheat, they'll never die. And sometimes they be looking to reignite themselves and like, I'm young again. No, you're not. You're just a 50-some, 60-year-old person with a young person you're trying to keep up with now. That's all.
I don't even think Bill wants to be young. I think he wants to be important and seen a certain way. I've said this in chats before, and so some of you who notice my name around things will know. I think what we are going to find out is that Danny was paying more attention to Chelsea in her career, and he felt like she was paying less attention to him. And in true narcissistic fashion, he decides, I need somebody to pay attention to me. And he goes off to this young girl with bright eyes who knows nothing, who's looking for attention. And
Did you
that's
think
what
Danny
he
was
got from
busy putting her
Haley.
daughter's career together and that was
Yes.
not enough attention
And
on
she
him?
didn't
Okay.
know that the daughter would be the reason why she lost her husband. She just knows that all of a sudden he wants this divorce and wants to pay her back. He's very angry with her, like she did something, and she's distressed. She's on the floor with a bottle of alcohol.
With that ripple.
I just think that she made him her world, and then she turned around and tried to do something else. And I don't think the something else was another man.
Wait a minute. Real talk done throw the bomb in here.
Yeah, there you go.
Said if Bill wants to be with Haley, that's his business. He a grown man. He can do what he wants.
Right.
That's true. Real talk though. She tried
Hey, in a soap opera, when you leave your wife and children to do it, we talk about you.
Ooh, Jessica, I agree with you about this. They are going to end up doing just so. In 5, 4, 3, 2, I believe so. About another 2 weeks. I think she's right. Destiny says Bill saw an exit and took it. He didn't think Danny would act up like that.
Right.
Oh well. Yeah, sometimes you get what you asked for and sometimes you get what you didn't ask for. They don't always go as planned. So, but he should have known what she had a propensity for. I know this ain't the first time she done showed her crazy hand. It can't be.
Not this.
Because like you said, her sister done got her out of trouble a lot of times, so it can't be. Okay.
And I'm sure he has as well.
Real Talk says Danny ignored his other affairs. But this was different. He actually left.
And she was in the house.
But you know, still, that's got to be embarrassing for behind the gate. Everybody gossiping about the girl. Did you hear? Remember that little girl that was over there?
But remember, at the wedding, all of the people showed up and was like, this could have been any one of us. I thought that was nice that they said that, because it could have been any one of you.
Oh.
I also think it's strange that the very same dynamic is going on with Nicole and Ted in their house with Eva.
Wait, now say that again. You think it's interesting that they're quoting the same thing?
Because the very same dynamic of taking this young girl into your house and taking her under your wing and paying attention to her. Now, we, the audience, know Eva is probably Ted's child. But they don't know that. All that they know is, look at what my sister's going through, and they took this girl in. And look at what they're doing, taking this girl under their wing and like, oh my goodness, she's great. She's great. Their own child is going, I don't like her.
I think Ted knows good and well who that girl is.
Blinders on. They're like, no, everything is good in the world. I don't see no evil.
I think Ted knows good and well who she is.
I don't think he knows yet.
You don't think so?
Not yet.
You don't think that's why he's being so nice to her?
No. You think that's a play on his part?
I think he definitely knows who that girl is. I don't know why. I just think he does.
Wow.
And I think he's setting it up. Like he's probably like, I know how her mama probably spending it. So I'm gonna get ahead of it and let her see what a great guy I am and treat her like a daughter. Because he's like, you need money? You need anything? You need to talk?
Oh my God. I can't believe you. Now I gotta look at it a different way.
No, I'm serious. I keep looking at that like, why he keep coming at her like that? You know, like, hey, you all right? You good?
I think it's
to
make the hokey doke more like them look crazy. And that's the problem I have with them, that they're buying into her hook, line, and sinker. Now listen, Eva is not what we thought she was,
Mhm.
going all in with her mother. But
Mhm.
she is lying here. She is
Mhm.
lying to sort of get something in whatever in their lives. And so I know their other daughter, what is her name now? I forgot. Cat
Cat.
is
Mhm.
being rude and mean and sort of
Mhm.
high and mighty.
Mhm.
But she's right. We, the audience, can't forget she's right. And that
Mhm.
Eva is manipulating,
She
is
is.
lying,
She
is.
is.
And so while she's doing these other nice things of getting to know Ted and going, hey, my mother may not be right about all things,
Mhm.
I just can't divorce myself from knowing that everything she brought into this is a lie. And they
Mhm.
hospitalize some girls so that she can get into this position.
Now, Real Talk says, let me also remind you all that the link is down there in the comments. If you want to come up and discuss as well, please hit the link and come on up. You don't have to have your camera on. So Real Talk says she don't see why everybody keeps saying that Danny and Bill are going to end up together. She don't see it.
Mm.
She ain't saying that one. I think so though. Will he go back to Danny? He might, Destiny. Oh Lord. Real Talk says, nah. Why would he go back to someone who pulled the pow on him? Because people
Because they
do,
both crazy.
and people do that
Yeah.
and laugh about it. Remember that time I got up and yeah, girl, I thought you was
Hello.
great.
Yeah.
They do, and they do.
And
Destiny
so
says because they
taking the
crazy in
balls.
love.
Yeah.
Linda said, "Girl, stop it." Destiny said, "That's T." She says, "I agree. He fully knows well who Eva is." See, I think so too. Kat is right, but that the truth is that's her sister. Kat's spidey senses went off on Eva. Mm-hmm. Blackberry says, hey, I just Googled it. And hey, Blackberry, I don't think I've seen your name before. Hey, girl.
Mhm.
Says, I just Googled it. And Keith Robinson, the new Ted, is 49 years old. He's 3 years older than the actor who plays the older
Wow.
Ted. We don't care. We don't even care. We do not care. Now I'll be the first one to report right back here and say something different when he show up. And then we all like, oh, okay. But right now, we do not care. Well, I don't. She says, I also read that he makes his debut this May. Oh, Lord, that's so soon. How many days we got left? Let me see.
Over a month.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Destiny said, oh, he looked good. Who?
Wait,
Who?
which one?
Yeah, which one? Who looked good? Maurice is 46. I just can't. Let me see this picture that my cousin sent me to the inbox. Hold on. Let me check on it because she said she was sending a better one. Let me check on it. No, cuz. He look goofy as all get out in this picture.
He don't look goofy.
No, the picture she sent me.
He just don't look mature.
No, girl, that did not help the situation. You just made it worse.
She's a psychologist. She need a man.
Oh, Lord. Was Idris busy? Was the sheriff from Why Did I Get Married was Darius Rucker? Is he busy? And he still look good and do. They both fine. Okay, well, we're gonna see on May. When May pop around. Let me go back around here to these right quick. And let's see who we maybe did not cover. Get your thoughts on you already talked about them. Did you cover them? Yep, you talked about them. Oh, okay. Second most boring thing going on. You see it up there?
Let's see what we talking about now. Martin is Spetty.
Mm-hmm. I really don't care.
So
I don't care what their story is. I don't care.
I do.
Y'all just want to know why that boy can't sleep.
No, I don't really care why he can't sleep. I got a clue as he's a bad person. So
Mm-hmm.
um the most interesting thing about Martin Smitty is that
Mm-hmm.
they to me seem like a younger version and a different younger version of Bill and Danny.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can see the problems that are actually happened during Danny and Bill's marriage between Martin and Smitty.
Mm-hmm.
Because Martin in this marriage is Bill, and Smitty in this marriage is Danny. Martin makes the money, Martin goes out, he's the breadwinner. Smitty stays home, he takes care of the house, he waits on Martin to do everything, he makes the decisions. We see the end of Bill and Danny's marriage and the results of how it feels when that gets stressed out. And what we're seeing is the breakup of this marriage because of the same issues. Martin
Mm-hmm.
is too demanding. Smitty wants to get out a little bit. He's bored. He wants something else to do. And Martin is being a supreme a-hole
Mm-hmm.
and unlikable.
Very, very.
So where everybody was like, "Oh, such a nice gay couple." Now we're like, "Get away from him, Smitty.
Yeah, but Smitty is gonna mess around and figure out everything, and then what?
Run far, far away,
He ain't gonna
Smitty."
stay there. Wait a minute. Real Talk says, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I like Bill and Haley together. We listen and we don't judge.
That's right.
Yes, we do.
Listen, I'm fine with them being a couple and you liking them. I can't forget how they got together, but I understand how you look at them and say they are a likable couple.
Yeah. Destiny says, I dislike when Martin calls Smitty Smitty. Smitty! I cannot stand Martin. Martin is such a narcissist. Him and Taylor Swift must be friends.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Y'all think Taylor Swift a narcissist just because she keep on dating everybody and write songs about it? Then they
No.
said she changed people. No, they said the men look different by the time they break up. They be looking tired.
I think she's just young and spoiled. And
Child, who knows? Who knows?
That
So
young
who are
thing.
your favorite? If you could only pick two, who's your favorite two so far?
In the show,
Mm-hmm.
Naomi and Danny.
Naomi has not made that big an impact. Why
I
Naomi?
know I like her. I like
That's so funny. You pick one that's really sweet and one that's really not.
yes, because Naomi's really smart, and I think
Mhm.
what they've done with her, the different pieces of her, like I know people got annoyed that she was annoyed with her husband because he arrested her mother. Don't arrest my mother. I'm sorry. The rules of marriage go don't cheat, don't steal, and don't arrest my mother. I don't care what your job is. Those are like rules of the marriage. So I was with Naomi with don't arrest my mother. But I think that she's gonna develop. I see her potential, I think.
Mhm.
I like that they show her as this sexy part of a couple and that they're two professionals, even though he's blue collar and she's sort of white collar as a lawyer. I like the fact that she broke away from them and they made it a point to tell us she stepped away from the Gates
Okay.
because she wanted to do her own thing, and then she came back like some years later with her husband because she feels like, okay, now I can stand on my own. I like that her principles had her stand by her mother.
Mm-hmm.
I like that even though this battle is very much with Haley, her and her mother's battle, because she has something to be heard hurt over as well because she was her friend. She was befriended. That she hasn't been centered to this yet. She's made her mother's pain more than hers.
Mm-hmm.
And so her defense of her mother, I like the
Okay.
way she spoke to her father. And so I just like what they've done with her. And I think I am excited about the potential of where they can have her go.
So you're gonna be upset if they change her up a lot.
Yes, like she can't turn into a sex pot. No, she's a professional lawyer who
Yeah,
is very
please let it stay
serious.
that. You know what?
Yeah,
Like
so
they did. Remember how they did Joan on Girlfriends? She was a lawyer and all of that. Then all of a sudden they
mhm.
just made her this ditzy, can't figure out what she want to do with her life.
Yes, and yeah. So
That was
I
so
so
irritating.
I think I'm pleased with her potential because they haven't destroyed her completely yet.
Hmm.
And then Danny is a wreck, but we need a wreck.
You always need one.
Every soap.
It
Erica
balances
Kane was
everything
a
out.
mess. Erica Kane was a mess.
Can you
And
imagine
no
if
one
Diane
would have
Carroll was still
left.
living? Could you
Oh my
imagine
God.
if Diane Carroll was still living and she was on this show?
Oh my goodness.
It would be too much. It would just be too
Absolutely.
much.
Every main character is a mess in some way. Erica Kane was a
Hmm.
mess. Nikki Newman on Why You and Young and the Restless was a mess.
Hmm.
She's still the central character. So
Hmm.
I just think you need that.
All right.
They can't make her too messy, right? They can't have her like murdering people. Like she
But
couldn't shoot someone at the wedding, but she could
no.
pull it out, and people go, "Come on, you can't keep pulling out guns." Like
You're
I
like, you can't keep on doing that. That's not
yeah,
nice.
like, oh my goodness, she pulled out a gun. People are like, oh my God, she needs to be punished. She pulled out a gun.
Wait, Real
People,
Talk said, I asked my cousin if liking the villains makes me a bad person. What'd she say? We need to know what your cousin said. What did cousin say? You didn't tell us that part. Destiny
right,
says
but I
that's her
like
writing
Bill. I
process.
think Bill is a villain, but I love to dislike him.
Hmm. Jacob was doing his job. That's true, he was. Now Naomi was being unfair to him.
Mhm.
Uh-oh, somebody don't like Naomi.
So no, I saw that opinion, and so I disagree with that. But and I was with Naomi. I was glad they made up. But
Hmm.
again, I even like that they had this sort of conflict or whatever. But I'm looking forward to seeing her develop.
Hmm.
What
Well, that
about you?
sounds good.
What are the two characters you like?
Bill. Wait a minute. Let me tell you. This is my
But
list.
you
Hey,
said
hey, this is
that
my
like
list right here.
Bill.
This is my list. Bill. Okay, and then Jacob Daddy.
Wow, Jacob's
Okay.
father. You just went in.
Okay,
We
Jacob's
saw Jacob's
father.
father for like 2 minutes.
That was enough for me. Okay, so Jacob's daddy. Okay, and let me see who else did I have seen. These would be my top two. These would be my top two. I'm gonna write in and I'm gonna start saying Jacob Daddy need more airtime. He needs more airtime. And Jacob be the uncle. We need to get the sheriff
Ooh.
from Why Did I Get Married up on this show.
Oh.
I need him to be, you know who he can be? He could be the brother to Ted that shows up in flashback scenes. I don't really care about how they bring him on, just bring it. Yeah, he's a good actor. He's a good actor.
So I thought he would be a good person for Danny to get with on after all of this Andre stuff.
Who?
Naomi's father-in-law to get with
To
Danny.
get with who?
Danny.
First of all, he don't like real skinny women.
How you know that?
Because I know.
Oh no. Yeah, he don't like.
He don't like real skinny women. He don't like that.
Oh wow. Oh, you know him, know him.
He needs somebody way more than that.
Oh, you know him, know him.
No. He do. That's my vote. That's my vote. Wait a minute. Let me see, because I know they talking about us. Hold on. Destiny A says Leslie and Nicole. I can't wait till they clash. Leslie and Nicole. Yeah, Leslie and Nicole. That's gonna be something.
Yeah.
My cousin said, "Cuz you a whole food girl. You already know I have my picks and things. I have my picks and things. Let me see. Do I still hold on? I'm about to do something totally unnecessary just cause she said that. Let me see if I got this video still queued up. When I do this other little show, this is what I told him, right? I said, y'all, I have found Jesus and one of his disciples. I know what they look like. I know exactly what they look like. Here's actual footage of Jesus get baptized. Here you go.
Lord.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me that ain't footage of Jesus.
Lord help.
That's footage of him. Okay. And I'm gonna find all 12 of them for y'all. All 12. All 12 of them. Line them up for y'all. Boom, 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 boom. There you go.
I understand.
I'm partial. Okay, let me see what we got. Linda said, I want to get baptized. No, you cannot. He ain't doing that. Find your own. Find your. Ain't you already baptized? You can get sprinkled. That's all. That's all. That's all you got coming. Okay, so how would you finish this? This for the show now, for the entire show. Okay, you said, I know I'm gonna end up being right about this one thing. How would you finish this? I predict that what?
Oh. I predict that Danny and Bill will get back together.
What? You mean for real? For real? Wedding and all?
Yes, that I don't know if they'll go through with the wedding, but they'll definitely start announcing to people that they're gonna get remarried.
Well, if I had to say what I think would be the biggest prediction, it would be around Haley. And I predict that Haley is going to end up with somebody else. I do. And then she is so Bill might have a chance to go back over there to Haley. I mean, over there to Danny. Destiny says she predicts that they'll make Haley sick.
Can I also add to my prediction? I think she'll also get pregnant when they get back together.
Wait a minute, who?
Haley will be pregnant when Bill decides to get back together with her, and then of course that will be the drama between whether they will actually go through with the wedding or not. Because
they'll have dueling babies.
Well, no, Danny's not going to have a baby, but Haley will have a baby, and of course that's the agita between him and Danny again.
Ooh, who will carry the turn?
And she's a manipulator, so she's going to use it to
very.
Her
and she may say she is and she ain't.
I think Danny has a point when she says that Haley wants her life. And she's giving us glimpses of it.
Destiny, wait a minute. Why y'all ain't coming up here talking? You and Linda, y'all know y'all supposed to come up here and talk on the panel too. What is y'all doing? I didn't put the link down. You want me to drop it again? Y'all need to come up here and talk too. It's just us over here. We family over here. We are Gators together, honey. We are, what is it? BTG is together. Right. So y'all come on up here and talk. Instead of talk to. Are you from New York, Elaine?
Yes.
I can hear it in your voice.
I
went to New York. Yeah, I went to New York twice, and I'm going to tell you something. I have never said the word talk since then.
Oh my God!
It's even difficult for me to say. I came home and it was talk. The whole time it was just talk.
Is that what I say? Talk? Oh my God!
Yeah, you said talk. Yeah, and I'm just saying I have never said.
Now that you said it, I'm like,
talk. I can't even say it anymore. I mean, that was back in the 80s. And I came back and I was, we were talking about this and that and the other thing, because New Yorkers talk very fast, So they said to me, you talk so slow.
Yes.
And I was like, what? They said, you talk so slow. I said, no, you talk fast because we do not talk fast. I'm like, you do talk fast. You do talk. You talk fast.
That's
you do not.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
They said, no, you have that Southern thing and you sound like you're talking in slow motion. I was like, that's crazy. That's really interesting.
You're born and bred. I'm sorry.
All right, then. All right. Linda says, sounds like, oh, wait, Destiny first said, gasp. What made you gasp, Destiny? I think when you said what you think would happen. I think she said gasp. Linda said, I'm still sick. Jessica says, I hope Bill don't get Haley pregnant. But he probably is, if he can,
It's soap drama.
Look, I ain't gonna tell y'all that on here. I was about to say something. I'm like, let me be quiet. But
drama, baby.
I am trying to work on building up to maybe we can get an interview with one of them one day. Over here, to do a live interview over here. That would be cool.
Yes.
Jessica says, because any couple that gets married at the beginning of a soap is doomed.
That's true. That's true.
Oh my. You know what? I'm gonna have to start calling Ted Ted for now. Ted till May.
Well, this little skinny guy doesn't look like he'll look good in turtlenecks, so we can still call him Turtleneck Ted.
No, I just can't.
If you follow the actor, he calls himself Turtleneck Ted.
I just looked on his Instagram page. This wasn't what I needed here. It just wasn't. I'm sorry. It's just no. David Banner could have came on, played the part. Okay. They could have came to David Banner, girl. What we doing? Could you imagine David Banner as Ted? Because I could.
He don't look like he would be good with Nicole.
David Banner?
I know this guy. Whoever this guy is.
Hold on. Destiny says, I'm shy and I'm working overnight, ladies. But let me tell you something, Destiny. You're not going to believe this. I'm shy too. Honest to goodness, I am.
That can't be possible.
I'm also an entertainer. So here's the truth about it. I go out on stage, I sing, and I look at myself later on video and go, who was that? I can't believe I done been out there telling jokes. And then when I come back off stage, I'm quiet. When I get through with this, I'm going to be quiet. It's just, I'm shy. I'm kind of an introverted extrovert. I'm extroverted when I gotta be, and after that, I'm like, ooh, let me get back home, child. So, let's see. I wish we could keep this tip. What is he doing that's more important than this? And who mad at him at the job? I need them to calm down. We're going to do them like they did 50 Cent about changing that song.
2 months before, like. What are you doing?
Then they should have just came like that. I'm used to him now.
Right.
All right. Well, I guess we don't have nothing to do with it. They don't give us no say so. That's just it. Okay, Linda, what's your problem? You didn't come up and say nothing tonight. I know you ain't shy. What you doing, cuz? What you doing? I'm gonna wait for an answer on that because she know. But hey, so we need a nickname over here. I've been saying the Gator, the Gatesters, the BTGers. We need a nickname over here. We need a club name. What we gonna be?
Oh, I'm not that creative.
Okay, well, you think about it then. You put it down in them comments on another day. Just when you think about it, say, hey, I thought about it. This is my suggestion for the name because we need us a little name over here.
Let the ladies come and bring us some names too.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I need everybody to pitch in. Like, what's gonna be our little club name over here? We're gonna be the BTGers, the Gatesters, the Gators. Like, what we gonna be? She said, I wish we could keep this Ted. Nothing. I'm still sick. Linda, listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. You ain't so sick you can't talk. Because I talked to you yesterday. And you ain't even sound as congested no more. What you trying to say, Linda? Well, child, since they not gonna come up, I have really enjoyed talking with you, Elaine. I hope you'll come up and talk again when we do this again. I don't know if we'll do this once a month or once every 2 weeks or something like that. But try to get together and talk about what's going on, because it seems like it's about to take some interesting twists and turns, don't you think?
Absolutely. I thoroughly enjoy your channel. I will continue to follow you and subscribe and join you whenever I can. I enjoy the people who you gather on your channel as well. I love the discussions we have even in the chat.
Yeah, if it just end up to stay to 10, 12 of us, we could just be us over here. It don't matter. It don't matter. But I appreciate you all. I appreciate you very much for coming up and chit-chatting with me and just for hanging out on the channel. I really appreciate you guys, because I'm really trying to grow this channel. And one step at a time, we'll get there. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. I think I'm about 38 people away from that. So would love to make that first goal for myself. And you know something funny, I don't know if you all know this, but this channel is really for a talk show that I put together. So there are actually interviews and stuff that are on here that's probably gotten buried now because I've been doing these lives every day. But it's a talk show, really interesting. And one of the most interesting things that we did was we interviewed Leon Walker. You might have seen him on the internet before. He's a recovering narcissist. And so he does videos about narcissism and, you know, all of that. So we were interviewing him, really talking about how do you avoid a narcissist? How do you recognize one? Like, what do you need to do to try to avoid one? And to listen to his story about that. It was really, really interesting. It was a really interesting interview. You know, if you guys ever get time, check that interview out with Leon Walker. That's on this page that we did with him on the talk show. All right, you guys, let me get these last comments. She says, I want to cough. This has been a blast. I should be 100% by Monday. I hope so. We know a Bill and Haley pregnancy is coming and is. And Elaine says, good night, all. Real Talk says, it will happen before the end of the year. Yeah, I think we'll be right back here gagging, though, on some stuff we didn't see coming. Because maybe when the new Bill comes in, it's Ted. When the new Ted comes in, he might really bring in some changes. Like, he might look at his character and say, hey, we need to do this with him. Or he might rev things up. You never know. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening. And again, thank you, Elaine, for coming up. And thank you guys for tuning in. And I will see you guys on Monday over here, hopefully around the same time. And if not, you know, it'll be a little bit later. But, you know, look out for that. She says that's really going to send Danny over the edge, and is. So look out for that. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
How did you get beyond the gates? Be gone.
Tell absolutely no one that I'm the one that let you in behind the gates. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.